Hi friends, welcome back. So I have to tell you the truth. Tesla stock is never coming back. And I know this is going to be tough news and tough truth for many people, but I'll just tell you the truth. Tesla stock is never coming back, and I'll lay out the reasons why in this video. So first, Tesla is a car company. They sell cars. Most of the revenue comes from cars. And the question I'll pose to you is, do you honestly think that Tesla is going to have 100% market share and is going to put all the other car companies out of business? Is that what you think? Because essentially, for Tesla to keep growing, they got to keep selling cars, right? And they got to enter more markets and convince everyone to buy their cars. But think about this. Do you think Tesla is going to go to China and convince all the Chinese consumers to buy a Tesla instead of local brands that are cheaper and, you could say, better? Do you think Tesla is going to go to Japan and convince all the Japanese consumers to say, hey, buy this Tesla and don't buy Japanese brands anymore because the Tesla is better? Do you think they're going to do that? No, they're not. I can tell you here in Korea, where I'm at, Korean consumers aren't going to buy Teslas over Korean brands. It's not going to happen. Tesla's not going to go to Germany and convince a bunch of Germans to buy Teslas, right? It's just not going to happen. Tesla's not going to be able to go to every single market in the world and get 100% market share. It's not going to happen. There's too much competition out there. Moreover, guys, this is very, very real. Not everybody wants an electric vehicle. They're not practical right now. And I hate to break the truth to you, but they're just not. There are many countries out there in the world that don't have the infrastructure, right? So maybe where you live in the USA, maybe you got a charger at your house, maybe you got a charger at the shopping mall, right? Maybe you feel like you got a charger everywhere, but not everywhere is like that. Not every government is investing in putting a bunch of EV chargers for very few consumers that actually have these things, right? It's not practical right now. The other problem with the EVs is they're a lot more expensive than your regular, gas-powered vehicles. So for your average consumer, when you look at the price, you're like, okay, I could get an EV, I could get a gas. Your average consumer, right, is not going to get an electric vehicle. Electric vehicles tend to be more for your premium consumers. And, we go through the reports every day in the market, and many people in that market, right, premium consumers are thinking, okay, I'm either not going to make a purchase this year, or if I do make a purchase, it's going to be something a little bit less, right? It just, sales are going down. Other car companies have not entered into the EV market very heavily because they looked at kind of the landscape, the lay of the land, and you're like, you know what? It's just not worth it. It's not worth it right now. Now, I know that the Tesla fanboys and fangirls have been saying, guys, Tesla's going to grow like 50% a year for all eternity, but that just hasn't happened. Their profits are down 45%. And again, I hate to tell you the truth of these things, but it's real. And the worst is now your Tesla stock promoters on your social medias, or your king promoter, be it Elon Musk, they don't even talk about cars anymore. They talk about robots, and they talk about AI, or they're spending all their time talking about politics, right? They're not even talking about the cars, which is pretty ridiculous. And Tesla's a car company. Think how ludicrous this stuff is. Now, for those of you who say, oh, Chris, you're so stupid. Tesla's going to be the biggest robot company in the whole world. Guys, there was just a robot expo in Beijing, and all the Chinese manufacturers were showing their robots. You know what Tesla was doing? They had their robot in a glass case, sitting there motionless, just like playing with itself. Actually, it wasn't even playing itself, it was sitting there motionless, but they don't got anything. They got nothing. And, for those of you who think they're going to make money on these things, let me pose this question to you, right? So Elon Musk says everyone on the planet is going to have a Tesla robot, okay? That's what he claims. Now, let's say you believe that all the factories in the world are going to have a Tesla humanoid robot, okay? Let me ask you the simple question. How much is a factory worker in a place like Vietnam? How much does it cost to pay them a year? Do you know? Do you have a general idea? Okay, I'll tell you. It's you can get a factory worker for maybe around $3,000 to $4,000, upper end maybe $6,000 a year. If you're going to charge someone, say, $30,000 for a Tesla, so that means essentially 5 years of paying a factory worker in Vietnam, it's not that practical. It's not that practical. You're way better off just hiring a human. And the only way that you would actually get robots to ever be practical is like get them to be at the cost to where like it'd be cheaper than the human, but you're not anywhere near that. The other thing is too is they don't even work. And like these Tesla fanboys and fangirls are trying to tell you how much money you're gonna make off of robots, but they're too expensive and they don't even work. And then the other thing is too is, okay, they're trying to convince you that you're gonna put these robots in your home. Okay, so you think everyone in the world is gonna say, you know what, I don't even have an electric car now, right? Because not everyone even has an electric car. They're like, but a robot in my house for $30,000, that's exactly what I want. it's a pipe dream, guys. It's a pipe dream. Now, I understand there's some people out there who don't have girlfriends and you think robot is an answer to all of your problems. Maybe. If you want a robot to be your girlfriend, I'm sure Elon can supply that for you. He's talked about that. He's hoping to work with other companies to make third-party skins. You can make the robot look any way that you want. So have at it, play with your robot. But this idea, though, that it's going to be a mass market thing and it's going to make a ton of money for them, it's a pipe dream. Moreover, Elon these days, he's always talking about AI. And his plan seems to be he's going to take a whole bunch of money from Tesla. He's asking investors like, hey guys, how about you give me $5 billion of your money and so I can put it into my pocket and go do another company called XAI and do it over at Twitter. And you know, when he does polls on Twitter, it's all fake. There's a bunch of bots over there and a bunch of, you know, followers and stuff, etc. And they're like, oh yeah, take my money from Tesla. It's like, it's ludicrous. And moreover, which is even worse, is now Elon Musk is pushing to the right, and which is fine, guys. If you want to be Republican all day, right? But if you're a CEO of an electric car company, a green energy company, and you're aligning yourself with a candidate that says green energy is a scam, and you're aligning yourself with a candidate that says, hey, I'm gonna cut EV tax credits, how does that make any sense for Tesla? It doesn't make any sense, right? If you want to be a right-wing Republican, be my guest. No problem with that. But if you want to be a CEO of a frickin' green energy electric vehicle car company and you're aligning yourself with a party that's not going to help you, I mean, that's no good. And people say, oh, but Chris, this is about free speech. Okay, fine. It's not about Tesla. Just admit it. This is not about Tesla. Tesla stock is not coming back. Your CEO doesn't even care about Tesla anymore. He barely even talks about it, right? These days, it's all about free speech. Now, lately, it's all been about SpaceX. Even the stock promoters, they don't even talk about Tesla. Now, they all talk about politics all the time. It's very interesting because you can look at their videos, right? And they're not even talking about cars. Now they're talking about robots, AI, free speech, and they're talking about how awesome Elon is, how he's going to change the world. Well, he's not going to do it with selling cars, and he's not going to do it with Tesla. Elon Musk, if you don't know, he's 53 years old. And the question I pose to you is, how long do you think he's going to be innovative? How long do you think he's going to be working? Also, too, do you know that Elon Musk has got tons and tons of kids? He's got that stuff to worry about. As they grow up, he's going to try to take care of them and then do all that kind of stuff. The other thing, too, I think is going to be a real zoo, or however you want to say it, or a big fight, is, you know, when Elon Musk passes away or does whatever he's going to do, because who knows, maybe he'll do cryogenic and never pass away. Who knows with these kind of people? Who's going to, you know, take over his companies out of all of his kids? That's going to be an interesting thing to watch. I think there's going to be a fight over that. Now, talking about Tesla, now people are going to be sad. They'll say, but Chris, you know, Morgan Stanley's always telling me Tesla's going to go to the moon. They're going to make robots and they're going to make robotaxis, and they're telling me they're going to make a lot of money. Guys, I'll tell you the truth about this. Elon Musk owes Morgan Stanley a ton of money, and they need to keep pumping up the stock so they can get that money back. The other thing, too, is Elon Musk owes money to people in Russia, owes people the money to the Saudis, owes money to the Qatar. And it's like, if you don't know how this game is played, and I've showed it on my other videos, you can find those videos, is Elon Musk actually takes out loans and uses Tesla stock as collateral. If that stock falls down too low, he could be in real trouble. He could get a call from Mr. Margin. And the other issue as well is, like, he had to borrow, you know, all that money, a whole bunch of money to buy Twitter, and they got to make interest payments. And Twitter doesn't make enough money to sustain itself. That's why they're like begging people to come and advertise on Twitter, and actually not begging, they're suing people to come and advertise on Twitter. So guys, I hate to be mean about it, but sometimes, like, I just feel like telling you the truth, because I look at the Tesla stock promoters on YouTube, Twitter, or otherwise, and they just lie to you day after day after day saying, guys, this is about free speech, this is so awesome, aren't you happy you're invested in a car company in order to promote free speech? Like, how does that make any sense? When I put my money into a company, so for example, if I want to invest my money into a solar power company, just for example, I want that company to sell solar power, right? If I invest my money into a candy bar company, guess what, guys? I want my CEO of the candy bar company to sell, right, candy bars. If I invest in a hockey team, I want my, you know, hockey team to play hockey. I don't want them to, like, suddenly rip off their jerseys and, like, go do, you know, water polo or something like that. It is crazy that we live in this world where people are like mass delusion, but I kind of think what's going on here is that essentially you're being played. You're being played by someone who think this is all a game. And I mean, make no mistake, Tesla, you know, they'll probably go crypto NFT and try to pump up the stock in that way. If that doesn't work, they'll say, oh, well, just wait till next year and we'll come up with something else. And that's what it is. I'm actually looking forward to October 10th to watch Elon Musk embarrass himself with the robotaxi announcement. I think it's going to be fun. It's never coming back, and I just had to tell you the truth of this. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.